Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mock. Welcome to Photo of Eagles Now. Let's jump into the latest Eagles news and rumors here on a very interesting Wednesday. There's some crazy Jalen Hurts, let's just say slander that's been going around over the past couple of really 24 hours, 48 hours, whatever it is. We'll dive into that in just one second. First, you guys want a shout out? Well, you got to answer the trivia question right down below in the comment section for a shot. Here it is. What year did the franchise have their first winning season? Got to stick around to find out. That's a good question. First winning season. I know they started in 1933, but first winning season. I don't know. We're going to find out later on in today's video. But you got to go down below and answer. If you get it right, you have a chance for a shout out in a future video. All right, so as I mentioned, the latest Eagles news and rumors, heavily Jalen Hurts focused. When aren't they heavily Jalen Hurts focused? Well, right whenever we thought that, oh, all the Jalen Hurts slander of how, rough he's looked as a quarterback at some time during last year and sometime during training camp last year, that was all over. He looks great during OTAs. Well, now there's a new report from Gunn saying, not so fast. We'll jump into this and the details here to start today's show. So, according to JAKIB Media, which is the media team, not exactly sure how to describe that, but it's Gunn's media outlet, let's just say that, and Gunn is a longtime Eagle TV guy, Eagle reporter, Eagle beat writer. He may mixed around in the Philadelphia area, but very well known up there. And so when he says stuff, people really listen. Good friends with Brandon Graham, for instance. He has him on his show a lot. And so very much a who's who of Eagle reporters. This guy's legit. He's not just some random blog writer on the internet. But he essentially talked about, as we'll see, Jalen Hurts is struggling mightily at OTAs, and the team is concerned about it, which is like, okay, well, this is a little bit concerning. But as I want to point out, this goes against other reports we've had earlier in OTAs from other reporters. ESPN's Tim McManus, for instance, had talked about in a bevy of tweets and multiple articles about how Jalen Hurts looks good in training camp, how the accuracy is there. The deep ball to Quez Watkins looking very, very good. And so it's not like this is what we've been hearing over the past couple of weeks that Jalen Hurts looks bad. It's no, we've heard that Jalen Hurts looks good until the report yesterday or 2 days ago from Gunn. So who do you believe here, right? Do you buy into this Hurts news? Do you not? We're going to try to weed through this and give you my take here. Starting with, let's just get to it, the quote from Gunn via JAKIB Media. It's a little long, so bear with me, but I want to get the full context here. We'll throw it up on your screen. Quote, I know it's a controlled environment, and like I tell you guys all the time, I don't get too hyped about OTAs, minicamp, and even training camp because it's controlled. But when I asked a few people back in late May about where Jalen Hurts was in his progress, one person said, let me give you a scenario of what he went through in 1 day of practice. It's a 10-play scenario. He had 3 picks, 4 incompletions, and 3 sacks. That was his 10-play series, okay? And then I followed up with, so what are you thinking? And the direct answer was, he's got a ways to go. It's not very encouraging when you hear all this offseason news about how he's working with this quarterback guru, he's working on his mechanics, he has a second year in Nick Sirianni's playbook, end quote. So that's a lot. You talk about a 10-play scenario, 3 picks, 4 interceptions, 3 sacks, it doesn't look that great. But again, let's just focus in on this in terms of what is going on with Jalen Hurts, right? Let's try to move through the weeds here and see through the weeds of this narrative. So first off, other reports do suggest otherwise. There are other reports from earlier on this offseason. You can find them. We talked about him here on the channel, how he looks good during limited media access. And that's kind of the key here. Gunn is not getting firsthand knowledge. He's not sitting on the sideline at OTAs watching Jalen Hurts do these things. He's asking somebody with knowledge, right? When I asked a few people back in late May, who are these few people, right? Is it the water boy? Is it the ball boy? Is it a referee who maybe was there during, a 7-on-7? Is it a coach? Is it a player? Like, we don't know who he's talking to. And I'm not saying that Gunn makes this up. He would never do that. I'm not saying this is an untrue statement from somebody who, wasn't there. I'm sure this person saw this happen. But Gunn kind of, answered his own question at the beginning of this statement. He talks about how he doesn't buy into the hype of OTAs, minicamp, or even training camp due to the fact that a lot of this is scripted. This 10-play series could have been scripted to where he only could throw it to one person. And that one person might have been covered. Or he only could throw it to one route on one side of the football field. Or he only could throw it, within 2 seconds of snapping the football. Or, he was supposed to throw a little bit behind the receiver. That way the receiver can make an adjustment and try to catch the football. We don't know the scenario here. And just because this one person is saying he has a long ways to go does not mean that Jalen Hurts is looking terrible, or is going to be terrible, or is going to have a bad season. He obviously has a long way to go. He's not Tom Brady this year. He's not Aaron Rodgers this year. It takes a while to develop a quarterback, and quarterbacks will have ups and downs, especially in training camp when they're trying to, iron out the kinks. He's not going to be perfect. Tom Brady doesn't go 10 for 10 every single drive in training camp. Tom Brady gets picked off during OTAs, right? This has been overblown in the media, and people are going absolutely nuts because What do people want to believe? They want to believe that Jalen Hurts is no good. They want to believe that Jalen Hurts is never going to be a good quarterback and that he's going to be an absolute bust. And so any sort of narrative that feeds that, they want to jump on. Like, they want to jump on, grab it by the horns, and ride it into the sunset, ignoring the fact that even Jalen Hurts last year, who had plenty of kinks, and we talked about them plenty on the channel, still won, or in the end, had an Eagle team win 9 football games, got them to a playoff berth around a football team that didn't have a lot of weapons on the outside, was terrible defensively in terms of sacks, had nobodies at linebacker, and had one decent player in the secondary, right? This roster is light years better, and if Jalen Hurts is even 10% better than the 9-win person that he was last year, Philadelphia's going to be just fine. Again, I know we need progress, and I'm not, going to just blow this away and say, oh, it's not true, because maybe it was. Maybe Jalen Hurts did have a bad series, but you can have a bad series at minicamp, or a bad series at OTAs, and still have a just fine NFL season. There were reports a couple years, what was it, a season or 2 ago? Aaron Rodgers was struggling at OTA. Oh, Aaron Rodgers threw some picks. Does anyone care about Aaron Rodgers throwing picks? No. Again, it's minicamp. It's not that big of a deal. This is grossly overblown, and it's fun that I get to talk about it today because I wanted to put some, water on what is a raging fire and, the typical slander bot that, circles the internet regarding Jalen Hurts. Okay, add break pen comment down below. Let's start with this. I think this report about Jalen Hurts is true. Like, do you think that it's true that he's not progressing, that he does not look good? Because when you talk about the 10-play series and taking sacks against 7-on-7s, which there is no pass rush, so what's really a sack, holding the ball too long, right? I don't really know. Is this a real report? Type Y down below for yes. Is it not? Type N down below for no. Now, just to show you how big of a deal this was and how it got into many circles inside the organization and outside the organization, A.J. Brown immediately clapped back in terms of getting back at Derek Gunn regarding the Hurts slander here. We'll throw this up on your screen. Quote, "That practice stuff about Jalen is fake. Y'all tweet and believe anything. Like, how can he get sacked on 7-on-7? There aren't any rushers. I believe water is above us. Believe that too, and make an article about that too. This app is crazy," end quote. So the only thought process here is, like, first off, shout out to A.J. Brown. They're pals. Like to see him defend his quarterback. But he's right. How can you get sacked on 7-on-7s unless there's a timer where it's like, get the ball in 3 seconds. If he doesn't, then it's a sack, which, might have happened, might have not. Who knows? Listen, I'll care more about this during training camp, but even then during training camp, 7-on-7, 11-on-11s, the scriptedness of these plays and of these scenarios is so important that we got to at least acknowledge the fact that if there is an interception thrown, it's not the end of the world, right? If it's a 2-minute drive, right, and Nick Sirianni says you got to hit A.J. Brown on this out route no matter what, you have to throw it over there, and Darius Slay is sitting on the route and picks it off, is that Jalen Hurts' fault? Or is it the fact that they're trying to work that side of the football field or work at Darius Slay or give Darius Slay, a chance for interception, right? Like, we got to remember these things as training camp is about to get started because this isn't even, it's July 13th. It's not even training camp time. You're going to see more stuff like this, more reports. And again, I'm not saying the reports are wrong. I'm not saying that Jalen Hurts is not, or not saying that he's perfect in every single practice that he is at. It's not true. But if you can sit back and watch what happened last year and watch the good parts of Jalen Hurts' game and still go, no, he's not going to progress. No, he's going to be a bust. Oh, look, he threw a pick in the practice. Oh, bust. Then you're just not knowledgeable when it comes to football. Like, you don't understand how football works. And if you really think that Hurts isn't going to be good this year, I would say, fine, but own that take. Like keep it. I'm going to own my take on Hurts being good this year. You got to own yours. If he's anywhere decent, anywhere near 9 or 10 wins, then you're wrong. Because you think he's going to regress. And regression is lower than 9 wins. And this team is not losing fewer games than 9. Barring some catastrophic failures from a coaching staff, injuries, and the like. So let's just get that very, very clear. I'm passionate about this today, guys. Very passionate about this. Okay, make sure you guys go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Plenty more passionate rants like the one you are seeing today on your screen. We have, 30,571 Eagle fans that have so far subscribed to the channel. Look at this comment, by the way. This is from one of our subscribers. Eric Marshall says, "Thomas, I'll get a tattoo of your face on my butt if you shout me out." Okay, please don't. I don't want to give you a shout out. Don't do that. Trust me. It's not that great. Like, this is not a face that's worth putting on your butt. Don't do it. But shows you how much fun we have with our subscribers. I mean, you guys are absolutely fantastic. We're the best subscribers here in terms of any YouTube channel on the platform. You guys love what we do. I appreciate that. I feed off of that. So shout out to Eric, but don't do it, please. Like, seriously, don't do it. But if you're not subscribed, be like Eric and subscribe to the channel. Okay, Derek Gunn did come back to A.J. Brown on this one here really quickly. I just want to throw this back up. Quote, "I applaud Brown for sticking up for his teammate. I'm not going to back down from what I said because I didn't make it up. If I don't second and third cross-reference it, I don't put it out there." So just defending his take, which is fine. I mean, this happens all of the time. And so, you got to do what you got to do. I remember that I had a tweet a while back because I had a source say that essentially for sure the 49ers had called about trading for Jalen Ramsey. And I got ripped on Twitter, but it was true. Just because they called doesn't mean that they actually were going to make the trade, but they did make a phone call about him, and that was factual, and I had that backed up multiple places, and so I tweeted it. And so Derek Gunn is saying the same thing here. I mean, he obviously heard this story, but is it being blown out of context? 100%. And let me just close my Jalen Hurts rant by saying this, which I've said many, many times. They have a contingency plan for Hurts. Philly has a contingency plan. If Hurts does stink this year, which a lot of you guys would love for it to happen, guess what? You have 2 first-round draft picks next year. You package those, you move up, and you get C.J. Stroud or Bryce Young or whatever, breakout rookie quarterback or breakout, NCAA quarterback there is in college football this year, right? There is a contingency plan. You have not signed him to a long-term deal. If he stinks this year, you can simply cut him. You can simply make him a backup, draft his replacement. Like, it is not the end of the world. Philadelphia is going to be just fine, whether Hurts is good or not. But as I said before, you want him to be good because this team is ready to win right now. And if he's good and leads this football team, many things are going to happen that I think are going to be fantastic in the month of January. And hopefully, you never know, beyond. Okay, quickly, before we go ahead and end on some Eagle injury news, not too bad, we'll get to that. The t-shirt combo is still available right now. Rep the Philadelphia Eagles with this 2-pack t-shirt combo that's 40% off, which should still be in your size as well. You gotta check it out. Chatsports.com/Eagles t-shirt is the link that you need. Go down below and check that out. The link is just down below me, somewhere in the description box. Just click down there. Pass the like button. Pass that as you guys go down. Again, chatsports.com/Eagles t-shirt is the link that you need to go ahead and get some great Eagles gear at a fantastic discounted price. Okay, quickly here, some Eagles will start training camp on the physically unable to perform, the PUP list. We got to give you guys the update on this because that's what we do here on the channel. The first is Tyree Jackson. Obviously suffered that torn ACL in Week 18 against the Dallas Cowboys, and so he will start on the PUP list. No word on how long he will be on there. The PUP list kind of works in terms of you have a chance to be removed off of it anytime before the final 53-man roster comes out, and then if you aren't, then you can stay on the PUP list, but then you got to wait 6 weeks into the start of the NFL season. So no idea how long he's going to be there, but that will have an impact on the depth chart, as we'll see. But also quickly, Brett Toth, the Eagles offensive lineman, also tore his ACL against the Dallas Cowboys. That was, a meaningful game that had some, impactful backup injuries, and so Toth will start on the PUP list as well, and I think he'll probably take a little longer to get off the PUP list. Now, in terms of the depth chart, quickly, here's your tight end depth chart. Again, big blow to Jackson because he had a real chance to possibly be the second or third tight end on this roster, but it opens up the door for guys like J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, Richard Rodgers, and Grant Calcaterra. They're not going to keep 6 tight ends. They'll keep 3 most likely with a practice squad guy, and so uphill battle for Jackson. The injuries have been tough with the back and the knee, but some chances for some younger guys to really get a shot at tight end. All right, we'll end on this. How excited are you for training camp? Scale of 1 to 10. I know we're going to get plenty more Eagle drama during training camp. Not my last time ranting about Jalen Hurts. Let's just be very, very clear. I'm at a 10. 10 out of 10. You guys should be too. Very excited for this. Oh, wait, our trivia question. Yes, here we go. What time or what year did the franchise have their first winning season? It was 1944. Jeez, 1944. That was a long time ago. Some other major things happening in the world during 1944. You can guess what that was. If you get it right, again, go, and hopefully you commented before you get the answer. But if you get it right, chance for a shout out, so give me the comments down below. All right, mailbag video happening later on this week, as we always do. Hashtag Eagles, must be a subscriber. You guys know the drill, right? We don't have to grill you guys on this. If you're new, ask your questions down below by using the hashtag Eagles, and it might be pulled for a mailbag question. Great stuff today by our producer, Trace. I'm Thomas Motz, signing off for the rest of your day.